All right, guys, I have a story for you because I have some cracked ribs, or the correct term is fractured ribs. And let me tell you, it hurts like a beep. It is bad. But let me tell you the story. All right. So I was at the gym that we always go to, and the bench press is next to the window. In the window, of course, the sun hits the bench press just at the right angle that if you're trying to use it, you're gonna get blinded. Well, I was being impatient, which is a hallmark personal attribute of mine. And I was like, I need to get my workout in, and I'm just gonna try to avoid the sun. So I sit down and I position myself kind of in the wrong position. I mean, I'm just trying to avoid the sun. And I'm starting off with the bar, getting my workout in. Then I put two 25s on each side, and which makes the total weight about 95 pounds, or I think, yeah, about 95 pounds. And I'm going up and down, just, getting warmed up. And the sun's in my eye, and I'm kind of not looking. I'm just kind of doing the motion, right? Because I've been doing this my whole life. I could bench about 210. I don't know about now, but about 210, 215, 220, depending on, if it's a good day or not. So I'm underneath the bench press, and after analyzing, I know what happened, because let me tell you, just thinking about it, like I get these ghost pains, and it's bad. So I think I'm going up and I'm coming back down, but because I couldn't see the hooks where you put the bar on, I must have hit them, but I wasn't ready for it. So when I went down and I hit those hooks, the bar came out of my hand. It like flew out of my hand. It went up a little bit, and then it just fell right on my chest. And let me tell you, it was a horrible feeling. Luckily, it was just close to 100 pounds, but my breath went away. The bar crashed. People started coming over and asking me, like one lady said she thought I was having a heart attack because I was holding my chest. I couldn't talk. It was real bad. So I got my breath back, and it felt like I got hit by a train. And I was like, man, I hope I'm okay, right? So the next morning I woke up, and it felt like I literally got hit by something super hard, because I did. I went to the ER, and let me tell you, they told me I cracked my ribs. And it sucks because it's been about 3 weeks and it still hurts depending on how I sleep. But that is it's gonna be a perfect segue into what we're about to talk about next. Whee! All right, guys. If you didn't watch our previous NSX video about asking the community who is the best NSX mechanic, as I thought or assumed, all the responses went into the actual post. Over 100 responses went into it. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and take those responses and find out who the best NSX. I told them to make a comment, but I knew that was gonna happen. But with that note, one of the main reasons why I made that video was because I have cracked ribs and it hurts. So I don't have a lift, and I don't have an awesome mechanic near me. So I am out of luck. And let me tell you, ribs take a long time to heal. So I've been slowly amassing everything for our header swap. And unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to do it, because let me tell you, just sleeping hurts. But if fate and destiny didn't have mercy on me or feel bad for me, here recently I got recommended to listen to a podcast, a hard parking podcast. If you haven't heard of it, it is hosted by Jay, a great NSX owner, and actually took the time to listen to a few podcasts. And let me tell you, they're very good and very entertaining. But I listened to one that Charles sent me, Charles with NSXRackRepair.com. And he told me, you got to check this out because he's legendary. And it was a podcast interviewing John Vamos or Vasos. I mispronounce names, no disrespect. It's just part of my nature. I'm Mexican. All right, guys. So anyways, I'm listening to the podcast. I'm actually at the gym, doing the small things I can on the bike. And I'm thinking, like, I'm just going to put these in the back of the car, drive to California, and let some awesome shop install these for me. But then while I was listening to the podcast, it was as if the car gods or like destiny, literally I was thinking about that whenever John on the podcast mentioned that whenever people come to him with headers, he always questions them. And no lie, I stopped pedaling. I was like, what? This is weird, because I'm literally thinking about headers while listening to his podcast, and all of a sudden he started talking about headers. It was crazy. It was literally crazy timing. So I stopped pedaling. I was like, what? And he was like, and John was saying, like, most of the time people want to spend a lot of money on headers, and it's not a good thing depending on how they drive. So he was saying that he was asking people, like, if you just drive to work and normal and, just casually drive your NSX, headers is a bad idea because you lose some low end power. And I was just like, oh snap. And I was thinking, I can't install them. I don't have a lift. I don't have a mechanic. And now I was thinking about going to an awesome technician, and now they're like, this isn't probably a good idea the way you drive. Look, I drive like a grandpa. And the reason why is because I was a real race car driver. So trying to drive fast is kind of retarded when you've raced that Daytona or you've raced that Sebring, not track days, actual race car driver. So I like to drive my cars casually, maybe spiritedly, but most of the time I don't drive hard. So these are probably not a good idea. So with that being said, Destiny's telling me that I gotta give somebody a good deal. I don't care. Let's do it. All right. So let me tell you what we got here. We have the CT Engineering /Comtech headers, and they have the carb stamp or label on here for you California guys if you want to put on a certified modifications. But here at Drivers Therapy, we go all out, because let me tell you, when I set my mind to do something, we do it right. So what do? We add these Cerakoted. They have a ceramic coating. Awesomeness. This is the great one. This is designed to help with the heat and everything. But then I went on to hunt and I actually found the original Comtech header adapters. You heard it right. I found these. I also got these Cerakoted as well. But I know the car gremlins. I know them personally. They're wild, they're hairy, they're crazy, and I know they're gonna come after me. So what I decided to do is I decided to get everything correct. So what did I do? I went on MegaZip and I got the correct Honda MLS multi-steel layered gaskets for the headers. These are the real ones, and they were not cheap. So we got these, and from Science of Speed, we got the extension harness, which you need as well. But then I know how Hondas are, guys, and let me tell you, I do like Hondas, but sometimes they get angry at you. What did I do? I bought brand new exhaust studs and brand new exhaust bolts. I mean, look at this. In a different context, it could be like, hey, are you ready to party, girl? Oh yeah. But let me tell you, we've got new bolts, we've got new studs, we've got new gaskets, we've got new extensions. And all of this, I'm gonna give it away for $1,600. And let me tell you, that's not a bad deal at all, because you've got new everything. What are you missing? You need the gasket for this, and you need the spring bolts. That's it. But I am all about taking care of my own, because if you've taken the time to hit the like button and hit the subscribe button, as a content creator, I know that. I know who subscribed, I know who likes it, I know who makes bad comments. I could delete them, by the way, people don't know that. But anyways, I know this. If you're a subscriber and you've been a subscriber for a long time, go ahead and knock off 10% off of this. That's like $150 or something like that off of this price. The math might be a little bit off, but anyways, this is awesome. Now, if you live in Denver and you want these, I'll meet you halfway. If you live in LA, oh, I can't meet you halfway. But anyways, guys, we'll try to get all of this shipped correctly and all this, but I would love to sell this to somebody that I know. All right, so now we have to talk about our next topic. All right, so I bought this from MegaZip. But here lately, I think I've been I'm not saying I'm hurting people's feelings, but I feel like I'm not being very responsible and just calling out these companies when I never thought that there's a lot of people in this space and they're competing against each other. And to be honest with you, like, I don't want to be somebody who pisses somebody off, especially in the NSX community. So let's talk about these shops, right? I use MegaZip because my friend Jasper told me to try them out. They're pretty good. They follow through and their prices seem good. But I've also ordered from Meta Sports. But wait! So Christian with ATR Racing or NSXparts.com is really passionate about car parts. Now, granted, he is in Europe and his Europe people love him, but he ships parts to the US all the time. As a matter of fact, if there was a mega pack rat for NSX parts, it's this guy. And not only that, he's passionate, he's nice, he's respectful, and he's determined to provide a great service. And let me tell you, I just want you guys to know about people like this because they are what makes the NSX community. So even though I'm using a few parts here and there, I am always supporting and loving everyone. But anyways, guys, now that you know this, now that you know about my ribs, let me tell you, rib stuff sucks. It doesn't mean that you can sneak up and punch me now. No, it means that you could punch that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed. But we also appreciate you guys watching. Well, you guys stay tuned, take care, and we will see you soon.